In my last video I did say that I'll attempt to get the back end lined up. So next time you see me, hopefully the back end should be lined up. And I have done that off camera. Yes, there's about 3 or 4 hours work of me batting around this, but I think I've got it in a position where the body shop can fix any other little bit. Let me just take you around. So I just had to try the rear lights in here, guys, and look at those. Those fit in absolutely beautifully. Just to show you the little problem with these light fittings. Now, if I just take that out without dropping it, the fixing point for the original lights was that. On the kit, on the rear quarters, you get this little bit of a flange there. But for your new 991 lights to fit, what you have to do is you have to make a cut in here. This was a solid piece of plastic. I've had to make a cut out in there so that that bit will now slide into that little flange, like so. Now, the only other issue here is that the 991 lights bolt in from the top, whereas the 996 rear lights bolt in from the side. Now, I've took the bracket off here, but what I've got to do, I've got to make a little bracket that'll go from there to here, so I can use the original mounting points to mount the rear lights. Now, that shouldn't be a problem because I've bought all this lot. Look, I've got a stack of L-shaped brackets, pretty good length on them, so I'll be using those as brackets to make to like hold the front wings if they feel a bit wobbly at the front underneath. Then I'll make some brackets out of these, but I can also use these to make the brackets for the lights. So all this back on, this actual rear bumper is solid now. It's bolted underneath here, it's bolted to the rear quarter, it's bolted, show me down here, it's bolted in the normal fixing points to the rear bumper there. I haven't bothered with that one and that one as yet, but they will line up, so I'll be able to get 2 more in there to fix this on solidly. So the boot lid is just about lined up now. We're going to need a bit of body shop work here just to get that gap right, but that's because I actually cut some off when I had this in the wrong place before. I wish I'd never done that now. That probably would have been imperfect without me cutting that off, but that can be made up at body shop. This side, look, you see, it's really, really tight. We're going to need some cutting off that to actually make a gap. It's just about level. It goes up here, but I'm not sure how you can come from this height here to this. So again, body shop should be able to fix that. The gap at the back here probably needs a little bit of work, but it's not far off. But this is the thing that we're looking at, is we're lining up this rear quarter with the back of the deck lid. We're lining up the back of the deck lid with the rear bumper there. A bit of grille will go in here, obviously the 3rd level brake light. So that, all in all, for the back end is absolutely superb. So where I originally had issues with this, it was these parts here. So where this part comes, this would not line up with the sill. But now, basically, what I did is I put the back bumper in exactly the place it should be. And if you look under here, guys, see these heat shields here? These mounting points, there's 2 of them on the body kit bumper. They mount in the exact same place that the original bumper mounted to, giving it a lot of rigidity at the back there, which is what you need. Here, I've bolted the sill through into the rear quarter. Yes, there's a massive overhang here, but again, that will just come out of the body shop. We'll get that nice and smooth there. That does go back in a little bit, but this line here is pretty good now. We've not a gap at all there, and that's lined up absolutely nicely with the sill. Now, this edge here is very, very thick, so we're going to have to thin this out. So that's a job that we need to do, is thin that out. Another job is we have to cut out here, as I explained in the last video. This here is touching on that panel. So where this chamfer's in, we're going to need to cut out here, right underneath here, to get this to go a little bit closer, because look at the gap I've got here. I've got a big, massive gap there. That won't go any closer because that bit of body is stopping it. Now, once I've got the right position for the rear quarters, I've used these things, which are tech screws. So if you've not seen these before, these are really nice to bolt through the body panel and into the actual car body. So I've put one there to hold it in that position, I've put one there to hold that corner in, and I've put one down there. Now when we come to bonding this on, we'll get tech screws all the way along here, all along the bonding areas, so that they get a really good tight bond. And obviously we've got the same on the other side here, so this now is got a lovely, lovely join where it comes along with the actual sill. We've got a nice line here. This doesn't stick out as much as the other one. There's a little bit of sticking out there, but Again, we've got to grind all this down thinner so we can bond it together. And obviously cut out the holes in here. But I'm not cutting those holes out until I'm 100% that this rear quarter is in the right place. And if you remember, my last episode ended up with the big mistake I'd made on the actual front sill here, where I'd bonded all that up and gobbed it all and filled it, and yeah, when this should have been this far out, so that's absolutely no good. Well, I went to Porsche and I've ordered a new sill, and it's arrived. So here is the new sill to replace that horrible bit over there. Now this was £191, but I didn't think that was bad because it's quite a big piece of sill, that. So I don't think I can dodge it anymore now. My next job is, for these rear quarters, is to cut out this part of the body here to get the air scoops in. This is the absolute point of no turning back. Everything else I've done, I can regress. It's just a matter of popping panels off. This, once I've cut this, no turning back. Let's do it. Oh my God. That's it. No turning back now, guys. Hey guys, just jumped in here. We're at the motorist today, and we've got Raptor Customz. So Raptor Customz have got all these cars over here, right round, and they've got a little van here as well. And what they're actually offering here today is tuning of cars for about £200 to get a stage 1 tune, which is a bargain. But these guys, and I'll show you some of the cars, they're absolutely amazing at what they do. If you're interested in any of their products, so obviously they do wrapping, they do carbon fibre products for the Jags, check out their website. I'll put a link below. And the guys have been really good to me today, and they give me a discount code of 10% off. If you use the code I'll put on the screen now, and I'll put all this information down below in the description, so go give them a look, see what you can get for your car from Raptor. Back to the video. Let's try the rear quarter back on, because I think I might have to make some more changes. Right, so look in here now, guys. This fits lovely and snug now. Look at that, because that's now gone inside the gap it needed to go into, which is absolutely fantastic. So now we've just got to see whether we can get the air intake scoop in there now. Right, so it's nearly in. We need to take a bit more off by that. And she fits in there nicely now. Yes, lovely. Now, I know what I've got to cut out. I can use that shape to do the other side. Right, there we go. So that fits in there nicely now. Not too sure how you actually mould that in, or do you bond it in? I'll have to check. But yeah, it's well, it's looking good, looking good. So every day that goes by, this car is looking better and better. But now we've got more chopping to do, because the next chop we've got to do is the rear wheel arch. Let me show you what needs doing on there. So we go, if you check underneath, you can see now that we have this bit of the original wheel arch that is going to need to be removed. So using the trusty paint pen, let's mark that up. Right, she's all marked up. I've measured it twice, as you do, and cut once. Here we go then, let's remove this excess wheel arch. Phew, that's the outer wheel arch part done. So now I'm going to have to cut the inner. So I'm going to cut that again on the same line there. And then what some people do is they cut down in slots here and then fold this over and then weld it. But what I have seen is, if you cut this off fully, and if you look, this is very, very close to the two metals. So all we need to do is hammer this inner wing just up a little bit so that they come together, and then that can be just welded, seam welded, just all along there. So that's my plan. So now that's done, you can see maybe here, look, there's there's a gap here, and it goes all the way up to there. Oh, it's got to take a little bit off the end there. But what I need to do now is just tap underneath here, just to get this bit out to come level with this. Yeah, I've hammered that back. I think that should be able to be tacked together there now. We'll get a welder in, so I'm going to have to get somebody to come here to weld this. Still trying to find a welder in the Hull area, so if any of you guys know of one, drop me a line that I can get hold of. Mobile welder who can do this and also do the sill for me. Anyway, I'm going to go do the other side. It's exactly the same as this, so I won't bore you with that, and I'll come back when that's done. So now it's time for me to tackle the elephant in the room, and that's this destroyed sill. So what I've done, I've exposed the sill area here, and I think we'll need to replace from here to around here. Now I've cut this short, obviously, so that when I get a welder down, he can then cut this exactly as he wants to fit the new sill. So this is the actual new sill, I think I showed you earlier on. Absolutely beautiful bit of metalwork. And yeah, it's going to cover nicely all this damage here and make it as good as new. So first job I need to do is we need to uncover the spot welds that are under here, because then we're going to need to drill those out with a spot weld drill. Yes, I'm just looking underneath here, and it looks like it's had a little bit of damage here. So this sill's been caved in here, so I might go a bit further back and take it from here. So I've got plenty of sill. Now I've got to get the underneath, which has got a load of seam sealant on. Oh dear me. It's going to take some getting off, I think. Phew, you don't see this hard work, do you, when you're watching some of these other big YouTubers, but this is hard graft and long-winded. But I've managed to take a lot of that seam sealant off now. I've uncovered a lot of the spot welds. I haven't got a spot weld drill, so I'm going to have to go buy a spot weld drill. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this off in stages. So I'm going to cut the main body of this off to get it out of the way, and then it'll just leave me the two seams at the top and the bottom to actually get removed from the welding points. I think I'm now ready to start cutting this off. Let's go. Right, so there we go guys, we can see the structure underneath now, and the structure underneath is intact and undamaged, which is absolutely superb. So we just got to get this little bit off here, and then the bottom seam and this top seam off. So I've ordered some spot weld removal drills because I couldn't find any in the local area to me. So anyway, they should be here tomorrow, so next time you'll see me, we'll be cracking on with this. So for me it's a full day until tomorrow comes, but for you it's instant like now. And here they are. So I got a set with I think it's a 6mm and an 8mm, so I've got two. I'm not sure the exact size to use on these, but you can see the difference. Now this is the type of the drill. It's got a bit flat on the top there, as opposed if you compare it to a normal drill. See, a normal drill goes more of a sort of chamfered point on it. That's just so it just drills through the actual weld itself and not through the piece of metal at the back, so you'll be able to separate the two metals. That's the theory anyway. Right, enough waffle, time for me to start drilling these out. Well, I've got to say I'm impressed with that. Them spot weld drills certainly do the job, and that came off pretty easy. But that was the easy bit. I've now got to get this bit from underneath, which is going to be a nightmare. I'm just going to do the same on this bit. No need to record. It's exactly the same as I've done on here. So I'm just going to go get this bit off. And that, my friends, is that. So we've now got this off top, tidied up this bit here, and got it all off the bottom as well. So much so that if I now place the sill in place, do it one-handed like that, that fits absolutely beautifully. Obviously it'll go nearer when we cut this down, but I'll let the welder, he can cut this to what he needs. Cut my finger, never mind. I'm well pleased how that's gone today, and it's the first time I've ever had to remove spot welds with one of those drills, and it worked a treat. It's a lot of work, don't get me wrong. I've been doing this for about 2 hours. You see it on these other channels and they just go bang, 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 and it falls off the panel. There's a bit more work to it than that, but I've got it off now, and as you can see, the sill fits nicely. So now I'm still looking for a welder, and I'm stuck until I find one. So that's all I've got to show you for today. So I'm going to leave this here. If you did enjoy this, then please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because it really, really helps with the analytics. And give me a thumbs up for the efforts I've put in for this today. Till next time, stay safe.